It's been 10 years since I started using the traveler's notebook as a planner, as a journal, mainly as everything really. And I thought it would be nice to go through everything that I have collected over the past 10 years and maybe how I started, because it was really the traveler's notebook that got me into social media and sharing like stationary things and planning things. Because like when you were a kid, you've had like those clear binders, and I don't even think it was the Filofax yet back then. It was like the clear plastic ones, and yeah, I had those definitely. And it's something you never outgrow, I guess. And maybe your style has changed for whatever reason, but I don't think you ever outgrow the love for pens and papers and stationery. So for this video, I wanted to share all, well, what I have with the traveler's notebooks. And these aren't everything yet, because some are still sealed and some are in the passport size. So as we go through this, I thought it would be nice to just maybe condition them as we chat and talk along the way. So if this is something that's interesting, just keep watching. This leather conditioner is Renabor. It's from the traveler's notebook. I got this, well, I can't remember exactly. I knew I bought something from the Traveler's Factory itself, but this was definitely not from my last trip. But this is what I used to condition my Traveler's Notebook leather covers. And it kind of, well, it lasts you a long time because this has been a while with me. And I'm sorry if it looked kind of dirty, but yeah, I've had this for quite some time, and I just keep it stored in a dry place. Well, dry, cool place. So this is just the sponge that I use, and this is what we're going to be using. Well, I don't read Japanese, but if it's in the Traveler's Factory being sold, I'll buy it to take care of my leather stuff. But I've also used this, like aside from the Traveler's Notebook, I've used this with bags as well, so it's pretty good. And let's go through the stuff. This is my very first traveler's notebook. This is the brown standard size, and I distinctly remember that I got this in, sorry, excuse me. I got this in Kinokuniya in New York. That was 2015. And I, if I'm not mistaken, the only options that you had were black and brown, I believe. And I want to spread the leather like this so you can see the difference really. And I don't know if this is my mistake that I didn't condition this earlier. Well, earlier meaning sooner that I figured it out. But this is what I just do. I normally just get like a small amount. I just dab it on the wax conditioner lotion thing itself, and I just go in circles. I really don't want to do it in streaks or like straight lines because it's going to leave like streaks. I don't even know if that's just a me thing, but that's how I do it. And I don't really expect like for the scratches to go away because I honestly like the scratches. I like that I know that I've used it. I know that this had this leather cover had a good time in New York. Although it wasn't as scratched when I was in New York, but I knew that it went through a lot of things with me. Some good memories, some bad memories, but still, I keep this because it was my very first traveler's notebook. It's not really exactly shiny. I think it's just the glare from the camera and like the daylight that I have. But right now, it's looking darker, which I've kind of accepted it by the way, and I've been, well, I this is not the first time I'm conditioning this leather cover that I have. And as you see, like the my main problem really is this part, 'cause it gets kind of cracky. I don't know why, but it doesn't really bother me. So all I have to do is just put the conditioner on, circles. As you can see, this still has the Midori. I don't know if you can see it, but it still has the Midori branding. And yeah, this was 2015, and I was really excited. I did not know anything much about the Traveler's Notebook back then. All I know is that it's not exactly a new thing because this was launched in 2006, I believe. And what was I doing in 2006? I was in school. I don't know really, but I knew that I was very content with my plain ring bound planner thing, and I wasn't even into fountain pens just yet, but there. So what I normally do is like I get the clean side. I know you're gonna get kind of dirty, but you get the clean side, and I kind of buff it. I don't know if it's called buffing, but since I only use the thin layer, there's not much excess to wipe off. But I feel like it helps the condition of your leather cover. Again, it's just me. I probably just making this up as I go. And there you go. It's not really meant to, um, it's not meant to take the scratches out, but it's a lot softer now, which was kind of the main purpose of it. But yeah, I really do take out the string because it was really bad already. It was so old that it got kind of brittle, which is my problem with this. But so far, for 10 years, this is a cover that still looks good, and I really have no intention of selling it. Also, I have this stamp right here. This was when Patrick visited Manila, and he had a couple of stamps with him. So I stamped on my leather cover. The back one isn't as like noticeable as the front one because I used the white stamp here. Although it has faded a bit, but you can still see it. You can still see it, and even if I do rub it with the leather conditioner, it still looks good and it's still there. So if anyone is wondering or if anyone is worried about conditioning or putting leather conditioner on your traveler's notebook covers, well, I hope this either encourages you or like gives you answers on how it is going to end up looking. But you can see that this is really soft by now, which I kind of have to compare. The others are a little more stiff, honestly. But that's it. That's my first brown traveler's notebook. This was this is the original Pan Am Blue. I got this in 2015, and this is also where I discovered Scribe. First time I discovered Scribe because I was getting this, and I don't think the brand has even blew up yet in Manila as much as it does now. I'm not saying that no one has used this before, but it wasn't really that popular yet because it was so easy to get this blue Pan Am cover. Like I just literally just walked in and I saw it in blue. At that time, I was really obsessed with blue, but now obviously I've kind of shifted to green, which is why well I don't have much blue traveler's notebooks anymore. But it's gonna be funny because you're gonna see that I also ordered my first pre-loved traveler's notebook was another Pan Am blue TN, and I believe I got that from someone selling in Chicago. I'm not sure anymore, and I don't even remember how I found that listing. But as soon as I did, I wanted another one because I did stamp this along with when Patrick was here. And yeah, so see, I still have a problem with the spine, but it only appears with these two old covers. So I don't know if I did something wrong really. So I do kind of have to add conditioner more. But whenever I do condition the blue one, it starts to look black. And coincidentally, I don't even have a black traveler's notebook until the Tokyo edition came out. I wasn't really fond of the black one, so this is just me buffing it again. I wasn't really fond of the black one. I don't know why. Maybe I just wanted a little more color. Right. But so this is the story of the blue one, and this was in Glorieta. So that's the story of my second traveler's notebook. And they do end up kind of looking shiny on camera, but I promise you they're not. I used to have a camel one. This is really funny though. These are two olive traveler's notebooks in the standard size, and I fairly got them at the same time. I'm trying to think. This was the original. No, not really. I'm sorry. So I got this both at the same time, and it's funny because both are conditioned, but this one feels smoother. As you can see, it's kind of shiny compared to this one. This one feels matte, and I don't know why, but I really don't mind because I like them both. So we're gonna. I noticed that every time it's the smooth um, traveler's notebook, the spine gets kind of cracky. But if it's the suede, if it's the like textured one, it doesn't get as cracked or rough. So, but it does kind of show a little wear because it's lighter than most of the leather. So I'm just gonna buff this out too. One of the things for the olive TN is that it kind of looks brown on its own, which was kind of sad because I really wanted it to be like a rich green, like dark green or something. And well, it was named olive, but I kind of wanted it like obviously green rather than it's obviously green beside a brown. So in case you're wondering, hang on, where's my brown? This is the green and this is the brown. So yeah, it looks olive right now, but only because you have like a contrasting brown. It's kind of reddish. So that's the only time it becomes an olive, but that's okay. I don't really mind. So see, it has this rough crease that I'm not sure if I really just was too late in conditioning them, but it doesn't really bother me because it's still something I'd use anyway. Again, the clean side, my hands are like waxy. So again, on the clean side, I just buff it out, and there's your olive. And yeah, so this is what I have for now. I am not gonna go through all the TNs while I condition them, but I will go through all the collections so this doesn't become such a long video. This was a traveler's notebook in olive that I had a leather artist cut for me because there wasn't the olive traveler's notebook in passport size just yet before. So what I did was that I bought two olives, and that's why I have this that I was able to have cut, and I have had this for years as well. So I don't believe I'm not really sure anymore if I still even bought the passport olive. So I don't think I can compare it to anything anymore. But I got I just got two standard sizes traveler's notebooks, and I had it cut well professionally, of course, because I don't think I'd be able to cut it properly. So I know it kind of looks brown right now because we just conditioned it, but it is gonna go back to its usual olive green like before we started as soon as the conditioner seeps through the leather, maybe? I don't know if that's the right term, but it is still gonna go back to the usual olive green. And I just wanna buff it properly. This is like a total arm workout, I swear. So, well, it looks brown right now, but it's gonna look olive again. And this I think this is the last regular kind of standard. Sorry, this is the last regular release of the Traveler's Notebook that I have, because the rest, like this, the other half of this is going to be the special edition ones, because these are the ones that you can just get in from any retailer. And this is the, yeah, it's a regular it's a regular passport blue size. Regular meaning it doesn't have any like collabs or stuff like that, but I still got these. At first, I wasn't really bent on using the passport size, but I did like it too. It's just that I really haven't figured out how to use it efficiently. Oh, this is like a total arm workout because my arm is starting to hurt right now. And there will be times that I am no longer buffing this on video because it's going to take so long. But there's your blue passport size. So my hands are not very nice. So it's really soft, to be honest. You can feel like how it's conditioned and buffed and all, but that these are like the things that I started with when with the traveler's notebooks. It's all just the basic ones, and for the next part of this video, I'm not going to be like buffering anything anymore, and I'm gonna be sharing with you the special edition collab ones. I already said I wasn't going to condition all of it, but here we are. So this was the very first special edition traveler's notebook that I've ever gotten. I got this when I was in Tokyo. So the nice thing about this is that I know it looks kind of darker and dull, but you're gonna see like the difference in the leather right now. But I think my room is too bright now, but that's a difference. And this is not the first time that I have, conditioned the leather on these covers. So, well, it's not like a total arm workout anymore, which is a good thing. And I'm just using excess wax or conditioner on the sponge and buffering it out on the leather cover. So it does look kind of shiny, but this was kind more of like the suede kind of leather. So the nice thing about like using just excess conditioner on your sponge, it coats it even easier and it kind of looks even too. But then again, it maybe this one doesn't really need much conditioning as the others. Does that make sense? So there. I knew that there were issues with this because this really, I know this was a brown. This is a brown one, but it looks kind of light and camely with the other compared to the other releases. But I like this, and this is something you can only get at the Tokyo station in Tokyo. It's literally the train station, and it's kind of difficult to find if it's your first time, but you'll get there. So this is my first special one. I believe I've never gotten anything else, and the next, it wasn't exactly that I stopped shopping, but there wasn't really anything that I wanted because, oh, I lied. I'm sorry. It's not supposed to be this one yet. Hang on. When I told you I still had stuff that were sealed, they are sealed, and I guess we're gonna open them again today. I don't believe I will be conditioning any of these because they're not even out, but these are the Starbucks Reserve collabs, and I have one in brown. I might as well open everything for you guys to see, and I'm not going to show you that I'm fixing them anymore, but I'll just fix them after. But this is the brown one. You can also get these in the Starbucks Reserve in Nakameguro. I believe they're still selling it until today, and I don't think I've used this yet. It comes with this. It's very. I like the subtle branding of things. So yeah, I haven't used this yet. So I don't. Yeah, I don't need to condition this anytime soon, or just leave it. So see, the spine is still smooth. So I think I might have just done something wrong with the previous traveler's notebooks. That's why it's rough and textured, but this is the brown one. And please do not get bothered by doing this wrong because I'm going to fix this later, or else this is going to be such a long, long video. I also have the blue in the standard size. I believe I've only used the blue in the passport. Huh. S- Yeah, this is the blue. And I don't think I've used this either. Yeah, I haven't used this yet. And there you go. Still subtle branding. Yeah. If you wanted to see the comparison with the Pan Am Blue, hang on. Where did I put where did I put them? This is the Pan Am Blue and this is the Starbucks Blue. I think the Starbucks Blue is a richer navy blue. This one kind of looks gray. I don't know, maybe because it's an old leather cover, but yeah. So just in case you're curious, and not just because it's conditioned and this one isn't yet, but take note, this is still brand new. I keep them. I'd like to think that I just collect the things that I want to have, and not necessarily buy every release that they had because, to be honest, I'm not really a fan of the Prada one. So, I mean, I could have gotten it too, but it, I don't know, it just didn't feel like a traveler's notebook thing. Does that make sense? I'm not saying it's an ugly release. I mean, if you have it, good for you. I mean, if you like it and you got it and you have it, good for you. But it's really just not my thing. And why am I fixing this? And yeah, last of the Starbucks one is this blue one. I'm not 100% sure if this came in brown too. Maybe it did. But this is something I was able to use for quite some time, right? Yes, I used this. It's kind of dusty. Wow. So I was able to use this for quite some time and this is how it looks like. But I do store these in their cloth bags and they're just hidden in my organizing bins. I don't know if that's a good thing, but one thing's for sure, it's away from any possible moisture. So maybe that's why it's still good even if I'm not using it. So I try to keep the bands inside the packaging. So I don't know. I'm sure one of these days I'll be needing a band for my other traveler's notebooks. For now, I'm not going to be buying because I still have these. When I got this, I opted on selling my original Camel traveler's notebooks because I'm not sure if I really enjoyed the Camel as much. But I got this. This is the 15th anniversary beer edition. Not bear, beer, but I do like the band on this. I have not used this either. I don't know why I don't use things, but I just like keeping them. And this is the Taiwan release. So it's still gold foiled and it's pretty pristine and it's smooth. I think I fell in love with the camel because of this, because it was so smooth. And I don't know if it's smooth because haven't used it. Oh, yeah, I literally have not used this at all. And there. So I have that. Wait, I, of all the colors, I mean, apart from black, of course, camel is the one that I'm kind of iffy about. Like, I don't know. I'm just not totally wowed by the camel. So, but for the sake of having a complete collection of the things that I really want, I still got this. I'm not fixing. I'm not fixing. Now, last in the sealed stuff, this is my Kyoto edition one. And this is in blue. This was the first time they used rose gold as foiling, and it looked so nice that I felt so bad. I don't want to use it because I don't want to like make it fade, but look how pretty the Kyoto one is. If there was anything, if we were going to be talking about my favorite special edition or collab, it would have to be the Kyoto one because look at how nice the foiling is with this. The rose gold and the navy looks so good with the contrasting colors. And yeah, I'm so glad they did this, and they should have done more of this kind of colors. But this is the Kyoto one. Obviously, I haven't used it again, and the leather on this is kind of like the suede one as well. So maybe it's like if it's the newer releases, it's suede. Well, if suede is not a word, it is now. But I haven't used this yet. Okay, last part. Okay, now this has got to be one of my favorite passport traveler's notebook because it's the limited edition Moomin one. And again, the copper rose gold. I thought it looked nice against navy, but against this rich dark brown, this is deliciously chocolatey perfect. And I love this. I For some reason the other browns don't look as rich as this, and I love it. I really love this. I love the contrast of this, and this has been what's in my bag for the past year or so. And yeah, so you're gonna see scratches, you're gonna see dings, you're gonna see. I like it. I really do. I'm not the type to baby my traveler's notebooks, and I like seeing them used, to be honest, and I feel like I'm getting my money's worth whenever I pull them out of my bag, and it makes me so happy. Yeah, that's how I feel about this. This was the next Moomin collab that I got. This is the one in camel, and of course I stamped it. This also has the suede kind of feeling of leather, and this has been conditioned fairly recently because this was one of like the options that I use in like regular rotation. I believe this is the one I brought to Canada also. So it has been used a lot. But surprisingly not much scratches. I don't know why, but for now I just have these inserts in here and it's not what I'm using currently. So that's that. Kind of see the details of Moomin characters. And because I loved the rich brown and copper or rose gold foiling so much, I got the the special release, the limited release of the Travelers, and the hotel design because I wanted the brown one really. And the band really matches the foiling really well. And, huh, but no, I'm not gonna switch it out. But it's really nice. I don't know. I haven't used this. So every special release Traveler's Notebook has a special design of their inserts as well. But everything's blank, but the cover is really nice. And I haven't used this. So this does not feel like suede. It it's more like the smooth leather. So if you want to condition this, I think it's not gonna get any darker than it already is. So that's that. This is my first and only black traveler's notebook, and I got it because obviously it has the Tokyo design. And I'm not really a fan of black, but it's okay. I still wanna get the one that has Tokyo on it, so I got it. And oh, I didn't show you this. So this is what I did. I wanted to make this like my travel journal. That makes sense? Like an actual legit travel journal. So I'm gonna be putting travel inserts inside this specific TN. So these are the places that I like to go to, and or like I have been for the past year. I haven't stamped the word Tokyo just yet, but I will soon. And hopefully even just like this side, because these are like my favorite places anyway, and I don't see myself traveling or spending more than necessary because I just want to be with my family. And I don't know, eventually I'll travel again. Well, of course I'm going back to Canada soon, but you know what I mean. This is the latest edition I have, and I just got this days ago. This is the Moomin in olive, and I love it so much. It's the olive that's smooth or suede. Smooth. Suede maybe, but can you hear it? Anyway, so yeah, this. And I got this pre loved, which I really honestly don't mind because it helps me be able to use it. And the foiling on this is silver. It's matte foil, like it's not like shiny, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense when I do that? So like this is shiny when you look at it, and this is just like flat and matte. But yeah, so this is what I am currently using as my regular planner, and this is what I am using as my well passport planner, which is in my bag every time I am out. This usually just stays home, or I can bring it along with me if my bag's a little bigger, but definitely this is something I would be bringing more often. Now, if you want to compare again the colors, this is the olive one and this is the brown one. I swear it only looks olive if a brown TN is beside it, because other than that, it looks like another brown traveler's notebook. There you have it, guys. All the traveler's notebooks that I have collected over the past 10 years. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I have. And thank you for letting me condition them with you. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye, guys.